Well, good morning. Tommy here at AldermanFarms out in the barn. And got Caramel up on the milking stand. And if you'll recall, if you've been following our milking updates, she's got twins that are only nursing one side over here, this side. You can see the difference in size. They're not coming on this side very much at all. And it's been 2 weeks since Caramel kidded, and been 2 weeks since Caramel kidded, so it's plenty enough time for us to start drinking the milk. Well, we've started drinking the milk, and it's got a little salty flavor to it, a little saltiness in the milk flavor. And a lot of times when you see when you have saltiness in the milk, that is an indication of mastitis. Y'all, I'm sorry about the crowing and all the background noise in the barn. I know it's difficult. It's also a very windy day. So we're a little bit concerned that Caramel may have a little mastitis developing. That also might be the reason why the babies aren't nursing on this side of the udder, is because of the mastitis. So we're gonna, one of the things that helps, that milk, I don't know, the lighting's not very good. The lighting's not very good out here, so the color of the milk might be slightly off. I don't know, but so we haven't been milking this udder, this teat all the way out, because our theory was, in a normal situation where you have babies favoring one side, a lot of times if you'll reduce the size of it by milking it out partially, then the babies will pick it up and start nursing on it. But they're not doing it, and so one of the things you need to do if you've got a goat or a cow that potentially has mastitis is you need to milk it out. It helps to get the milk going through there. So last night was the first time I did that, and I got I got the better part of a half a gallon out of this one side. And I see she's not quite as full this morning. Of course, it was kind of late when I did that yesterday, so it hasn't been a full 12 hours. But we need to milk it out, and hopefully it'll correct itself. We prefer not to have to do any medication. Our goats rarely get any medicine. They rarely have to be wormed. And I don't want to give the wrong impression. Come on, girl. She also is a little bit jumpy at the touch. I got to be very careful how I touch it. That's not true. I mean, it's not jumpy to the touch, but jumpy to the grip. And so I'm thinking it's a little uncomfortable for her. She wants to kick a little bit. And another indication that they're potentially mastitis coming or present is that her udder is warm on this side. Come on, girl. Uh-oh. And so she's losing patience with me. And I don't know, it may be because I'm getting down to the end. And so I don't know how that feels to her, if it's drawing in there, if it's uncomfortable the last few squirts. But so we're just going to twice a day we're going to milk this udder completely out. It's not like the babies are going to be missing out, because they appear to not be touching it anyway. Gosh, it's so loud in here. I hope y'all can hear me over all the background noise with the chickens, and some of the chickens are waiting to be fed, and so I think they're talking to me. But we're going to continue to milk this udder completely out twice a day, and then we'll just kind of monitor her progress. I'm pleased to see I don't know how if you can tell it, but I'm pleased to see that there's a lot of foam in the jar, because we have found, and Bandana Grandma, I see you making some knowledgeable comments there, and there may be others, y'all. I'm not seeing the chat very well. And look, when I get finished here in a minute, I'm going to go back through the chat. That's kind of our new process. Kind of talk about what we need to talk about and then go back and look through the chat. It seems to make it flow better, and I've actually had viewers leave some affirming comments on the videos that we've done that it makes it easier to follow. There's got a little droplets coming out. Oh, she's clumping a little bit. I don't know if you saw that fall. She's clumping a little bit, so we probably need to worm her just to get ahead of it. Dang, now see, I looked at the chat and I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it's been our experience anyway that a goat or a cow that has mastitis developing or developed produces, the foam in the milk is a lot less. Okay, all right, I'm through. So, can you see the foam up on the side of that? I mean, there's probably, yeah, let's see. I can't get the lighting just right, but there's probably an inch of foam. Uh-oh, dropped the phone. Sorry about that. There's probably an inch of foam on top of that milk, so that's good news. Y'all give me just a minute. Let me screw the top on this jar. There you go. You can see that foam in there. Yeah, sorry about that, Grandma. I had a little not soap, a little milk on my hand. All right, so let's see if Caramel's a good girl, and she comes right down. She knows it's time to go back in. And there's Shaggy. She wants to come out. Sorry. So there she goes. So anyway, oh hush. Look at that, that's beautiful. That is a blue American breast rooster. He can be yours today only for $25. No, not just today only, any day. All right, so let me plop myself down here on the feed stand, and let me come back and see what the comments we got going. Gosh, it's so loud. I may need to go out of here. So glad to have everybody joining us this morning. Now I got my fingers all. Let me come out of the barn, because that crowing may not be loud to y'all, but it's about to split my eardrums. I've said many times that them doggone roosters know they know when I'm pushing the play button. Now I'm gonna come out here and have to deal with the wind. So how do I do this without keeping my fingers in front of the camera? Thanks, Lone Star. I'm glad you could hear me. Hey, Sean Meacham from Sturgis, Mississippi. Bob Homestead. Okay, good. I'm glad folks could hear me. Yeah, Jatan, that's certainly the first order of business is to go ahead and milk it out. So we'll see how quickly it clears up. Again, we only started doing that last night, milking her completely out on that side, and but we're going to do it now faithfully twice a day. Hey, Ma and Pa Park. It takes skill, stones throw acres. Says, I don't know how you can juggle all that. Well, it takes skill. Let's see. Okay, looks like I caught up in the chat. Not a whole lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate y'all allowing me to just kind of hold off to the end to really get into the chat, because I still feel pressure to want to answer chat when I see them, but it is distracting, and I can see how it's distracting, could be distracting to viewers, especially like in there a moment ago when looking at the chat totally threw me a curve, and I lost my train of thought for a moment. And look, my train of thought jumps the tracks. It's tough to get it back on track. But anyway, so I just want to give you a little update of what we think's going on with Caramel, and we will keep you posted on that progress. Lone Star, we mainly for drinking. We do sell some. In fact, we've got a friend of ours who is battling a debilitating disease, and is waiting for us to have enough milk for him to drink, because he can't drink cow's milk. But we're hoping this will be actually, when we're milking all of these does to keep their milk, it'll actually be the largest number of does that we've ever milked at one time. Because for most of our goat career, going back to the early 90s, we've only had a couple or three, that we were milking for ourselves. And of course, during that time, we had 4 kids at home, so we hardly had any leftover milk. And but this year we should have plenty of milk, unless our customer base explodes. Because I'm gonna tell you, Patti ain't gonna miss a dollar if she's going. No, that's not true. She said she wants to keep some to try some cheeses. So we'll be trying some cheeses, but we prefer to drink it. I mean, we don't like to buy milk, and we will drink it. Now, not having all the kids at home, it won't go as far as it used to. Let's see here. Bandana Grandma, yeah, get Nubians. Bandana Grandma says, have you figured out how to keep the barnyard smell out of the cheese and milk? Well, you know what? We don't have a barnyard smell. We've got pigs everywhere, and but they run the pasture and the woodlot, and so people can come here in the middle of August and you can't smell anything. So that's the first step into keeping the barnyard smell out of anything, even out of your nose, is not to confine animals. Pigs have a bad reputation of being nasty. They're not nasty. They're dirty because they cannot sweat and they cannot pant. So they will lay down in the mud and the water to cool off. They have to cool their bodies by conduction, by laying down in a cooler surface than their skin is, and they transfer heat into the cooler surface. That's what that's about. And they also use it as the mud as a sunscreen and an insect block. But they're not nasty. If pigs are confined in a small area, well, yeah, they're going to be living in their own poop, their own feces and urine, because they don't have a choice. But if they have plenty of room, they go away to poop, and you'll see they'll like almost create a bathroom area. And if you ever have that opportunity to plant squash where the pigs used to have the bathroom, do it because the squash will explode. Let's see. Lone Star, that's hard to explain. I mean, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. It's just impossible. Impossible to explain. They both taste like milk. I mean, it's now if you're comparing the best cow milk, which we consider to be Jersey because it's the highest butterfat, to the best goat milk, which we believe is Nubian. I was corrected the other day, though. Nubians do not have the highest butterfat content. Nigerian dwarfs actually do, but Nubians, I think, are second. And so they're both rich. I don't know. It's hard to say what the difference is. Bandana Grandma, I can tell you that one of the reasons we prefer Nubians is because goats in general, many of the goat breeds, the flavor of their milk is highly susceptible to environmental influences. So if there is, I can tell you probably that goat cheese that you ate was either made from milk that was not used immediately, or it was made certainly from goats probably that were not Nubian, and there was probably a male goat in the vicinity, and that's probably what you tasted. We have found that for something not we have found, it is reported, and we have found that Nubians are, oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a blooper for you.
Hey,
how's that?
Oh, we're not live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, good. A live blooper.
A live blooper.
Good morning, y'all.
She scared the snot out of me. Holy mackerel. I can't wait to go back and see that reaction live. I mean, on the replay. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, it's reported, or you can find it in the literature, that for some reason Nubians don't seem to be nearly as susceptible to, things in the environment flavoring their milk as bad as the other goat breeds, and we have found that to be true. So that's one of the reasons why we prefer Nubians. So Bandana Grandma, I'd have to know more about how that cheese was made, what milk it was made from, how old it was, because any goat milk, if it's raw, raw milk is not going to keep as long as pasteurized milk. But that's the same thing like between real butter and margarine. Margarine will keep for 175 years. but what good is it, So anyway, all right, let's see what else. Yeah, Bob, that's another thing. The milk might not have been chilled quick enough. Although I can tell you, in our experience, especially with Nubians, when we first got started, we would almost run from the milking stand inside. We'd have a bunch of ice water in the sink, and we would sit it down inside the ice water in the sink to cool it down super, super fast. We don't do that anymore. And, so we do need to chill it, but, fairly quickly, but it's not something that we just race to do anymore. Yeah, I think, and those Bandana Grandma, those goats that Heidi had were probably Alpines, and we don't have a lot of experience with Alpines. Hey Amy, how are you? Two family, good morning. Yes, goat milk ice cream is yummy, Jatan. So is for baking. Goat milk is wonderful for baking. So, all right. A lot of difference with free-range pigs. That's exactly right. Okay, guys, we've been on for almost 18 minutes, and I got some other stuff I need to get done, and plus I need to go in and register for an echocardiogram to see if Patti damaged my heart when she. Oh yeah, we got to go pour up milk right now. Speaking of chilled milk. All right, so thanks for joining us, and we will keep you guys posted on Caramel's progress to see if we've got mastitis at Alderman Farms. Thanks, and we'll see you guys later.